What's up? Thank you, Sleep, for joining us again.
Hey.
Happy to be here as usual. The virtual edition.
I know.
Yes, I wish we could do this in person because the last time was too much fun.
It was volcanic.
It was actually a hot mess, but it was fun.
We'll do a catch up.
Volcanic sound effect that episode.
That is right. You guys still been using it, huh?
Yep, still using
yes.
it. Well, we use it right now. So tell us what have you been up to since we left? I remember it was crazy because we shot the episode, we talked about Nipsey, and then before the episode came out, he passed away right before. So that was just like,
it was crazy, man. It was
eerie.
It was crazy. I was having I actually spoke to him that morning or either the day before, and so that was like really just like crazy because I think when I talked to you guys last, I had just found out that he had recorded like a few tracks that I sent him, and so there's this one track in particular that he was really excited about. And, I know he kept saying like he was trying to figure out who he wanted to get on the chorus because it was like a bit of a radio record, but not like pop radio. It was a radio record that fit him. It was like a remake of a LL Cool J song that we were doing. So it was really dope. But I don't know what happened with any of it. But yeah, that was it was a tough one. Still tough. Tough.
It's funny that you say that because the episode right after that, we had Adrian Marcel on, and he was saying Nipsey was like the one artist he always wanted to work with.
Wow.
And he said he needed a singer. It's like, damn.
Wow. Yeah, man. But that situation, honestly, because I know when I talked to you guys before, I was telling you that this was like about to be my last run in music. Like I had 5 more years of this, and I was gonna just kind of move forward. And so that was the beginning of me getting back into really because it's a different mindset when you're working with artists consistently. So that was me actually working with artists outside of my immediate circle, because I spent the last 3 years developing artists, working with independent artists. I just needed a cleanser. I was just so tired of doing the same old stuff, and sessions can feel like blind dates a lot. It's like somebody is like, Sleep, you dope, and then this writer is dope, and put you guys both in the same room and expect you guys to just make a hit record the first time you guys ever meet. But a lot of times hits come from building a rapport. I like to work with people that I can go have a drink with, so those kind of things kind of come with time and familiarity, because everybody is nobody's scared to throw their ideas out there, or no one's scared to tell somebody this idea is not the right one for the song. You get that familiarity. So I needed a break from that. And honestly, the Nipsey project, I did a lot of work. We were working on a lot of stuff with Cardi right before that. Mm-hmm. And then we started working on a lot of stuff for Nipsey, and just that energy and that back and forth. And me and my boy DJ Cass, he's hitting me yo, Nip hit me, he recorded to this and this, he wants another pack of beats. He was working crazy. So that really put me in back in that space. And then when he passed away, it was kind of man, I can't take a day for granted. I already knew that, but it just makes it that more real, So yeah, so that kind of pushed me towards going back into pursuing artists to work with. And then I think it was the same summer, right? Yeah, the same summer I started working on the BTS stuff with BTS, and that's become the biggest thing that I've done. Between that and Black Eyed Peas, that was the biggest thing I've done in my career. So
BTS, that's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that been like? I know K-pop fans are hardcore.
They're just they're I feel like they get it, and I also feel like they're how fans just how we were when we were before we got too cool. Like, you know, like I know, you know, Kayla is here in LA, and, you know, I just left the restaurant and I saw saw Big Sean or out, you know what I mean? And that's LA, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like you see
left and right.
famous people of all levels, like, you know, like you can just see somebody ridiculously famous in West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and it's like nothing but, you know, kind of.
At the restaurant that I was having lunch for my birthday, and Kirk Franklin was there, and I was like, I'm gonna be blessed this whole year.
You saw who?
Kirk Franklin.
Yeah,
Devon Franklin, Megan Good's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can just be jaded by being in LA, like, because you see famous people all the time. It's like really nothing, but like the BTS Army and you know the K-pop fans in general, they remind me of what it's like to just really like. Because I feel like everybody was bigger fans before social media. I feel like social media kind of humanized a lot of people, and like, you know, TMZ and, you know, different things like that. It kind of humanizes them a bit, so it kind of brings it down, and it brings down the level of like excitement you might have. But you know, if there was social media in 2001, I definitely would have been a Rockefeller, Jay-Z stan. You know, I probably would have been on the internet all day.
I was one of them people. I was a big ass NSYNC fan. I was crazy.
You said NSYNC?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's really dope. And the thing about, you know, about them in particular is like they really take their fans on a journey with them. So there's like a lot of callbacks, a lot of references to earlier albums. Like it's like a continuing story that's unfolding, and they're involved every step of the way. And like it's been amazing to like actually talk to and connect and interact with the people who are directly affected and directly support the music, because it's always been like kind of like third person, because it's like the fans before of something that I might have produced, they love the song, but they love the artist. It's never about anything past that. And with the BTS fans, BTS Army, K-pop fans, they're very involved in the credits. They know who the stylists are. They know who the set design team is. They know who the president is of the U.S. distributor. Like, they are involved, and it's dope. It's dope to see. Dope to see that kind of excitement. It reminds me of when I was in Tokyo and I saw they were still in Tower Records. That tripped me out. Like,
wow,
people still going to set. It was busy. It was booming in there. Like, people was in there like buying CDs, and I'm just like, yo, this is dope that it's still.
Now I'm like, where would I even play a CD?
Right.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, like the CDs, I have some over here. They're like full on experiences. The box is like this big. You open it. I mean, there's posters. There's little photo cards. There's stickers. It's just more. Like, they give you so much more. So
I remember going through and reading the lyrics, and then I would have like put the little posters in my locker. So I already know. I actually had a big Ludacris. We talking about people we were like hella stuck on as teenagers. I love me some Luda.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, I had
Why Luda?
I don't know why. There's something about him. I don't know. I don't know if it's the herringbone chain or what. So no, I know exactly what you're saying on that. But shout out to the K-pop fans. Man, I was hella happy when they were going hard for like Black Lives Matter, and they were going hard for, like, against Trump. Like when they bought all the tickets to the.
It's all gas with K-pop fans.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. There's so many young Black ladies that are K-pop fans, and so that was.
Oh, we know a few.
Yeah, you know a few.
I got some close friends. Shout out to Christina.
Yes, hey Carol. Me and her went on a drive from San Diego to here, and she was like, "Oh, just go through my phone. You know, you could play some music." And it was
She
like,
only listened
K-pop.
to K-pop.
Man, shouts out to Black Army, Black Female Army in particular too, man. They really like embraced me and supported me on Twitter once the album came out, like, because they heard the song, because the song is real R&B, you know. So when they heard it, they was like, you know, some of the tweets I would get, they would see it was me that produced it, and they'd be like, I knew a nigga was involved. Like, I knew it was.
I could hear the rhythm and the blues. Not just the rhythm.
they would say that, and so they've been great. But just that whole fan club as a whole, like you just said, they matched BTS's donation of $1 million to Black Lives Matter in 24 hours though. Like,
wow,
amazing.
That's
like they were waiting for BTS to release a statement, and they did. The label released a statement, and I mean they went right in. There was a hashtag that was I forget what it was. I think it was match the million or match a million or something like that, and they just went. I mean, they went so hard with it that there was actually like somebody big in the industry, a big manager, like really, really big manager. He texted me and he was like, "Hey, I know you work with BTS. What is this?" And I explained it to him, and he was like, "Okay, we're about to make a donation." And they made a 5-figure donation too. So it was like their reach and their organizational skills are just unmatched. And I'm glad they're on my side.
Yes.
Because you don't want to see them. You don't want to see them mad. You don't want to see them pissed off.
right.
They go hard. They go extra hard. I'm gonna post this too for all my BTS Army friends, so they can watch this and have some fun with it.
Shout out to the Army. We love y'all.
I gotta show you. This is how you.
Is there like a hand signal?
Like this. That's how you.
Yes, I know this.
Little
This
finger
is the
art.
heart.
Yeah, that's
I'm Asian, I know.
That's how you get a lot of.
I've done this a few times in the picture.
You see my little S. S for sleep.
You gotta make a screen. You gotta make a screenshot of this. Everybody smile.
Along those lines, like, because those fans, I'm sure that it's boosted your social media following and those things. Has that made other artists that may not have reached out to you before, now you're getting like calls from them now? Or how is working with like K-pop influence the rest of your?
And before you answer that, actually I have another question. Before working with no, it's kind of all together. Before working with BTS, did you listen to any other K-pop artists before that?
Yeah. I had actually been listening to BTS a bit. There was 2 songs I heard when I was in Korea. So to answer your first question, yes, I worked with a group called CN Blue and another group named SF9. They're really talented groups. And this was 2016, I believe. I worked with them. And so I was in Korea, and the A&R for the label, we ended up becoming friends, and she just had a great ear. And so I remember asking her in 2016, like, who is, I know who the big groups are, but who are the kids listening to, like, and not just like, super like not just like super like formula based artists, but who are the ones who are like who setting the trends, who are the kids listening to them. She made me a playlist of a couple different groups, but the BTS songs are actually the songs that stood out to me the most. There was a song called Let Me Know, and then there was another song they put out, I think maybe a year later, called Fake Love. And like I still listen to both of those songs to this day.
Nice. And
to tie it all in together, that same A&R left that label, and she went and started working at Big Hit, and then, which is BTS's label. And then she reached out to me. I was putting out a lot of content, like maybe 2 summers ago, like a lot of different things. And she saw it, and so she hit me up and was like, "Hey, like, do you remember me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I remember you." And she was like, "I work for Big Hit now." She's like, "Would you be interested in working on some stuff with BTS?" And so she let me know what they needed, and boom, rest is history. And so we made that happen. And what was your question, Kayla? Oh, sorry, I was going to tie it all back in, and I just.
Mine was about like your following has grown because of working with K-pop. So how has that influenced your other music, or do you have different type of artists reaching out to you now, trying to get?
So like the music business, and this is part of why I also took that little break. Is just I don't know how candid I can do it. It is fake as fuck.
It's hella real.
Okay.
You said hella fake. It's hella real. But yes, I got you.
Fake as fuck. anytime that you got something moving, it's just like, oh my bro, I knew you was gonna do it. Like let's cook, let's do this. And then but there is there's both. So what I'm trying to say is like I've been doing this long enough to where I can see the difference between the two. So there's been like a lot of genuine outreach from people who never had heard of me before and never knew me that want me to work on different projects. I made a list on Genius on Genius.com. It was something they did for Black History. It was the top 10 producers and songwriters that are shaping the Korean music industry. And they put me on the list and did like a little small write-up, and I had no idea they were doing it, so I went to it. Yeah, so that was like super dope. And then like over the next 2 days, I had 2 different labels from different parts of Asia reach out to me. A label from Malaysia reached out to me, and but yeah, definitely like the following has increased. But I think more importantly, because you're following, you notice when you do something that is mass media gets a hold of or whatever, like you'll see your following go up and go down. I stopped paying attention to that as much as I pay attention to like who sticks around, because I have like a real good memory. And so like I noticed, because the 1-year anniversary of the BTS album was last week, right? Mm-hmm. And so I did like a Clubhouse panel where I talked to the fans for like almost 3 hours. And I noticed like when I was looking at the old tweets from 1 year ago, reposting them, so many names that became familiar to me over the course of this past year during this pandemic, because I mean I didn't have shit to do anyway. I'm stuck in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I was on Twitter, talking to them every day. I was doing like giveaways. I'm giving away like albums. I was giving away like some money for bills. Like I bought like some of the aspiring producers like gifted headphones for them. Just because the support is so genuine. It's not like I said, I know the difference, and I seen the people who came early and talked, but then I seen the people that really like supported. And then when I saw what they did surrounding the George Floyd situation, mm-hmm. George Floyd murder, and the donations that they made, and just how passionate they were about that, I was like, yeah, they're the real deal. So it definitely made me just want to interact. So yeah, it's definitely I would say the biggest change wouldn't necessarily be the production, because like what I've done is like the music I give them is music that I would do for Drake or for Chris Brown or whoever. Like I'm not really changing my style. I'm trying to like give them the shit that's cracking for us. You know what I mean? Because I want them to be as big over here amongst our culture as they are, in other parts of the world. So I want to give them the hottest shit that I can give them. You know? So in doing that, it's been fun, to see, because there's certain things that you can't fake. Like you can tell, like when you listen to the song, you can tell that JK, he listens to black music, he loves black music, he loves black culture. You can't fake those runs and and putting like those kind of vocals on the track. And so it's been dope, because you
can hear the ear. You can hear I've listened to it.
And you don't always, me being black too, you don't always want to just give the sauce to people that don't respect the culture. Mm-hmm. I don't want to just give that to somebody and then you see some clips come out of them, being disrespectful towards black people or doing anything like that. So it's good to see like how much they genuinely support us and our culture, and I feel the same way about them and their culture. That's why I'm so vocal about all the stuff going on with Asian Americans here now being assaulted and stuff like that. So it's a very mutual respect between between them and me.
So you mentioned the pandemic about not having to do. How has it been? Like, what are the advantages, but the disadvantages of this COVID world we're living?
Oh man, I think that I was like socially distanced before I knew what the name of it was. But it's been everything like that. Like I feel so many different ways about it. I say some of the advantages is like I got a chance to like heal some injuries. You know, I've had a foot problem for like the last 2 years. I've gotten like.
Oh, I'm thinking you meant like of the heart. You talk about
the actual injury.
You're like, you have to rest the rehab.
Yeah, I mean, when you work like how I work and you on a different flight, and you always moving around and you run around here, like you don't really like. Yeah, it's a lot of wear and tear, like taking all those flights and you know.
You're forced to sit down.
Yeah, forced to
slow down.
Mm-hmm. And when you sit down, you start feeling it. You know, like
yeah.
When the adrenaline stops, you start noticing like, damn, like my foot still ain't healed. It's been like 2 years, and so like I got that together. I didn't realize that I was like damn near blind in my right eye. I had no clue. Like I don't want to say that for I'm not blind, but like I realized that something was wrong, and so I went to the doctor, and they were like, yeah, you got like crazy astigmatism in your right eye, so. I got glasses now, you know.
You're about to put a whole new.
Not just for the.
I got astigmatism in both.
Man, it's crazy. You know, I got astigmatism and I got sleepy eyes, so I didn't know. Like, I thought some of the stuff that I was seeing was just because my eyelids are so low, so I didn't know what was really going on. But I got glasses. That changed everything. Like, I was like, oh shit. Like, I can see that I'm working. I don't get headaches no more. So that's cool. But
it's like a whole new world.
A whole new world. I think that was one of the advantages from the pandemic is like just being able to sit down. Ain't no telling how much money I probably saved because when you got a hit record out, you want to be out. Like I wanted to be outside. Like I was trying to be outside. You know, I'm trying to go out.
You started buying plants with this money you've been saving.
I did. You know what was crazy? So I started like I got into like investing and stuff like that too. And the reason why is because I was going nowhere, right? The first few months of the pandemic, I don't even think I left the house. I found stuff that I ain't seen in like years. Yeah. I have stuff. Like I found out what stuff is in my place. Like I was like, damn, I didn't know this was here. I found like I got some cool thing in my kitchen. This is totally boring as an interview, but I got like this whole rotating thing under where I could put all my pots. I had no idea that I had it.
Not boring.
Wait, a rotating thing?
It's like my grandma has one where you open the shelf and then you can move it around so that you can get.
Oh yes, what?
So the reason why I didn't know I had it.
That is smaller, okay.
The reason why I didn't know I had it is because it's a cabinet you open and you can just open it and stick stuff in there. But if you open it and pull it, it opens and then it comes out again. And then I looked, it was like this whole like high tech situation. And I was just like, oh man.
That is a flex, and you don't even.
Yes, no, I have one of those. I think I have one of those too. But it's like you could get all the sauces from the back of it, or like sriracha and stuff. So
it's just I got familiar with my place, and then like I painted. I started drawing again. I haven't drawn in years. So I got a chance to like, because you can only make so much music in a day, and so you got to do something else with the rest of the time. And so I started finding other things to do with my time. So it's definitely been an advantage. Making music has been like a little bit of a challenge in this climate. I think that's probably the hardest transition is because I spend a lot of time by myself, but I love to go, hop on a plane and go somewhere, go out and go have some fun, meet some strangers. Because I take so many experiences that I get from people, and I put them in songs, consistently. Like I've always done that. Like it might be like the culmination of like 4 different relationships with people I know, and I might take bits and pieces, but you put all those things together, and with your own experiences, you can make the songs like come to life from like a real place. And so I really miss I feel like that's an element of like my creative process that I didn't know how much I relied on it. That has been missing because of the pandemic.
So it's like you had to like find new inspiration or something like for your music.
Yeah, maybe that's how.
His next song is gonna be about plants and like,
yo, man,
and kitchen devices.
I'll tell you one thing, man. Plants are very, very, very temperamental. I got one plant that's so dramatic. So dramatic.
That peace lily. That peace lily.
How did you know that?
Because I got one. It's right now. It's dramatic as hell. It's so picky.
I swear to God, that's the exact plant I'm talking about.
It looked like this right now.
Yeah, you can be in the room with it and it'll be chilling, and then you go do something for an hour and you come back and it's like,
yeah,
it's flopped all out. Like it's the most dramatic plant. It just reminds you that they're like actual like living thing, you know. So you put some water in there and then you walk out and you come back an hour later and it's back like
it's like
yeah, it doesn't happen. I'm back. So. Learning how to deal with these plants, you know, it's been cool because you know, like a pet, that's just too much responsibility for me, and I can't do that. So
it's funny you say that because I got 6 kids and I'm like, plants are too much responsibility.
I got pets and plants. Okay.
I'm like, plants don't tell you what they need. Kids do. They be like, I'm hungry. I gotta go pee.
The plants do tell you though. The plants will tell you. They will start turning yellow, getting yellow streaks. Like the peace lily will flop over. Like they'll let you know when they want some damn water.
Do you talk to them? Do you say good morning when you open up the blinds? Like good morning.
I haven't really reached that point yet, but like what I do find myself doing is like I really check on them like individually though. Like I know how to check on each one because they all have like different tails, you know, and they all need water at like different times. Like the snake plants, like they just like they like the I don't have no kids, but I feel like I treat the snake plants like how Kayla probably treats her boys. Like you gonna be fine.
Are you feeling more like healthier air too with the plants?
I think so. I just know when I had like in my room, when I first put in my room, I did notice like that it felt different, like breathing wise. And then I also put some like air purifiers on each floor in here too. So it's like it's real fresh when you walk in here out like that.
You guys might have convinced me. I might get it. I'll try one succulent.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, those are super easy.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to kill that.
I shouldn't what?
You shouldn't be able to kill it. If you kill the succulent, I'm calling child protective services. That's hilarious.
Okay. Do you feel the responsibility to carry on the legacy of music?
Responsibility is a tough one, but I definitely feel like from a technical aspect, like I feel like I'm a lot of producers who are familiar with my work, they love my work, and like I end up being like a lot of producers' favorite producer, if that makes sense. And it's because I still care about all that same shit I was just talking about, like how the mix sounds. Like there's a lot of thought that goes into every step of the way, and we live in a generation where, you know, people are deciding if they like something the first 5, 6, 7 seconds. They listen to it and then they're like online like, oh, this song is trash. You know, and it's like, you know, it's like, damn, that song you just called trash, like people might have put 3 months of work into making that record.
You mentioned the 5-second thing, and I was watching a documentary about Motown, and that was very Gordy's thing. He said, if your song doesn't impress me in 5 seconds, I'm not recording it. And so then you get songs like the attention's like, I know you wanna leave. Like, they
were coming out the gate with it. Yeah.
Right. So it's funny you say that, but it's actually, you know, that's part of that music too. It's like you do want to grab people, but at the same time, I get what you're saying about, you know, that it's a different type of integrity when you have instruments.
So I get caught up in that space of like, wanting to have like on my desk over here, like I have like a lot of analog equipment, which is outboard equipment. But then inside my computer, I also have like a lot of instruments in there, right? And a lot of producers nowadays, they just make beats on a laptop. That's it. You know, no, they're not spending thousands of dollars on all this extra stuff because it's working for them. Because labels just want stuff that they can get, that they can put out for the cheapest amount of money that they can pay. Like they want the path of the least resistance to getting a hit. That's why you see stuff like TikTok blow up. And if somebody gets popping on TikTok, a label is thinking like, oh, we just throw a couple $100,000 into this and it's already got legs, right?
Right.
And I have a hard time, I used to have a really hard time finding my way in the middle of like still wanting to take my time and use all this analog equipment and make music how music had been made for years prior to like this like DIY generation. But at the same time, I want to be able to compete. Like I gotta eat, gotta make money and stuff too. So you know, those songs are fun and it's great. It's especially great to see you know, young black boys like becoming millionaires, making songs and stuff like that. I love to see that. Like I would never disrespect their process or their path to do that. But I love to see the artists who take time to really do that. So yeah, I do feel like a little bit of responsibility to do that because I know how to do it. You know, a lot of these kids who are coming up, I don't blame them. They just got a laptop and they downloaded a program and they started. But I started making beats before YouTube. You know, so I had to figure it out, and I was working on stuff from that aspect. So, and I would say with the amount of response where people talked about the sonic quality of the BTS song, I do feel like a bit of responsibility to keep doing that, to keep having those moments where people say, I hear something new every time I listen to this record. So yeah, you know, and I want to get other young producers who might not have come up with, you know, working in actual big studio to be interested in some of the aspects of that and why records from the past kind of have like this quality that makes them last. Because I wonder, with some of these songs that are coming out now, are people going to listen to those songs in 20 years? Right. You know, like are people going to hear those songs and want to clean up the house?
So how do you think you can get like the youth involved in making music that way?
I just think about if I'm, you know, blessed to keep having like continued success, like it's gonna be in the music, because what becomes popular is what becomes, you know, inspirational, and that's what becomes copyright. So I feel like I don't want to, you know, name any songs or whatever, but just if you play something that you know is one of those joints that you just made real quick on a laptop and didn't really put that extra care into it. It's a sound difference between the two things, you know. And so yeah, I think that's part of it, because I still get excited when I hear something that sounds like how it's, you know, how it's supposed to sound, you know. So
all right, and what are some of your future goals you'd like to accomplish?
As a producer, I feel like I've done, especially with the success of this last album, I've done everything that I've ever wanted to do. The record I did for BTS, it's the youngest member of the group, JK. It's he was the child star of the group, so he was been in the group since he was 13 or 14, and this was a song that kind of like introduced him as like, I'm a grown man now, you know. And so that was dope, because that's a hard thing to do. Like, you've seen so many child stars kind of struggle going from like being in that kid box to being in that adult box, right? And so he did a great job with the concept of the song, and it kind of broke him out of that box. That ticked like a big goals list that I had, because I've always wanted to like either bring an artist back from the dead or help like an artist transition to like the new level. And I've seen like a big difference in his overall confidence, and just like, I mean, he's so talented. Like his sky's the limit for him. So I think the next step for me to do is maybe take an artist and break that artist. Like, you know, maybe put together a group. I have like this cool vision, like, because I think it would be really dope to put together like a boy group or a girl group that's Africa based, like,
Yeah.
From an African like diaspora kind of vibe. So I don't care if like, if it's an African American boy from LA and put him in a group with, some kids from Africa, different parts of Africa, like there's so many different countries in Africa. For one, people say Africa like it's just one place. It's so large, right? And there's so many different different cultures in Africa. So it'd be cool to like have a group of like 5 or 6 like little black boys from just all kind of different parts of the world and like do a group like that and like fuse like some Afro beat with some some Black American music.
Some 808.
Yeah, just like do something like that. I think that would be.
That sounds hella volcanic.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, watch out, Simon Cowell.
Because think about it, like it'd be so dope to see like a mixture of all the different like you got some Eastern African kids, some Western African kids.
Yeah, they're all really diverse.
Yeah, and just like you can put that together in a group.
Together.
Like the choreo would be insane because the rhythm is gonna be like on another level, and then the dress, wearing like traditional garment. I mean, it would be dope. The music,
like this is sounding doper by the second.
Right.
So yeah, maybe,
you need to do that soon because someone's gonna take your idea. Do that now.
That's one of those ideas. If somebody take it, I'll still be proud because it's doing exactly what I want to happen.
And who says there can only be one?
True. I mean, once there's one, there's
right. Yeah.
That's why I don't.
Simon did like 4 different times.
Right. Made 1 Direction, 2 Direction, 3 Direction.
Whatever their name is. We hear that you have some secret projects. Anything you can spill for us? Any type of little hints or something? Or
like they trying it again.
Dates at least?
Yeah, early summer.
Okay.
Early summer. Big movie.
Movie?
Ooh, movie. Oh, I see you getting your Quincy Jones on.
This some music for a big movie. Mid-June,
okay.
Yeah, you guys know what it is too, But we'll talk about it. I'll come back.
You still can't tell us nothing about Rihanna, huh?
Oh, that too. What happened with that? You said you.
I remember the last time on the show, we were waiting for this album.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for it.
Right.
He's like, I don't know nothing.
Still waiting for it. I know that you guys are gonna love the theme of her new album.
Is it volcanic?
It's volcanic as fuck.
I can't wait. I've been giving Rihanna so much of my money in the last few years.
Me too.
Buying makeup and underwear.
Fenty.
Yes. Fenty everything. I just need this Fenty music.
Maybe she's waiting till now she could go, like when the world opens back up, she can go on tour with it.
I can go on tour.
This is just wishful thinking.
I realized a long time ago this timing is not in my hands. So.
That's true.
This feels like a podcast. This episode. It's very relaxed. It's chill.
Because we're not as drunk as last time.
Speak for yourself.
That was a little much.
I told you I was drinking margaritas.
Speak for yourself. Okay.
Let me tell y'all, I don't even remember that episode.
Well, before, even if we're just talking, that's great. But we've got to take care of some business. We are hella real. You are hella
blessed.
Hella blessed. Love it. Oh, we're being blessed.
Life is very good. Amongst the madness, so very fortunate to not be as affected by it. And very fortunate to be able to help a lot of people, help my family and stuff during this time.
Oh, good.
Sometimes you feel a little guilty, but you gotta take care of your own before can take care of anybody else. So I was fortunate to be able to do my part, and also fortunate to be okay during this time, because I know it's been rough for a lot of people.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying is everybody's doing good. We've been saving a lot of money, so when the world opens up, we about to run the budget up.
Running the budget. I'm outside. I bought a
Where
car.
are you going first?
I bought a car from the couch the other day. I'm like, yo, I gotta get me a new whip. Where am I gonna go first? I'm probably gonna go to Turks and Caicos next month.
Ooh.
One of my good friend's birthday, and I gotta get out of here. I gotta go somewhere.
All right. I don't have anything else to get.
I don't. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
I feel like I talked.
Always a good time.
It's a pleasure as always.
Hopefully we can do this in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
After the big surprise.
Yeah. I can't even wait. Right. I'm only in the right.
It's been fun. Thanks for having me back on. This is like it's crazy because we talked right before just so many things happened, you know, just Nipsey to Kobe to the pandemic, but then like also so many good things happened for me. It's just been like
that's life.
As long as it just keeps going up, right? You can deal with the dips, as long as the dips get a little shorter.
Hey man, it's, you know, that's life. I think that's how we get tested, you know? Just don't fold.
Right.
Don't fold. Stay the course.
Stay hella real.
Keep it hella real.
All right, Sleep.
All right.
We don't let sleep go to sleep.
Get to work.
I like your Zoom background too. That's a cool thing I like about the pandemic stuff is that you get to see everyone, like how everyone sets up their backgrounds. Like, like I always pay attention to that.
The sign it says, I know it's back. Is it backwards for you?
No.
No.
Ivory's boy.
Ivory's boy.
It says Ivory's boy. That's so I just signed a publishing deal with Downtown Music Publishing. I signed a big deal with them, and I named my publishing company Ivory's Boy because Ivory's my dad's name, and so when I was little, like I felt like his side of the family didn't really know me that well, so everybody was like, "Oh, that's Ivory's boy. That's Ivory's boy." And then as I got older, when I started getting really good at sports, and he was coming to my games, they'd be like, "Oh, that's Sleep's Pops. That's Sleep's Pops." So we always had like this little joke, Ivory's boy, Sleep's Pops. So I named my company Ivory's Boy. So it was cool to like see his name next to mine on the contract.
Oh,
that's dope.
Recently made for the studio, so yeah, it's cool.
I'm sure he's up there smiling about that.
Hella proud.
Better be.
All right.
All right, y'all take care.
Night. Thank you.
Go worldwide. Worldwide, man. Let's do it.